Hey, this is Jenny Jones, Digital Growth Hacks Club. All right, so listen, as promised, I told you I would pull UBooks off the shelf. Let's see if it has the cuts. Let's see if it has the goods, right? So first off, you have you can do the two different modes here, right? You can have the day mode and or the night mode here. So a couple things I noticed right off the bat, right? So if you're going to go out with this tool, you can definitely get away with a tier 2, right? Because the tier 2 at least gives you the human models. Now, I'm going to tell you there's some things I like about this tool, but there's a couple things I don't know if I'm that excited about the tools. And here's what this tool gives me the remnants of, right? So there was other tools that came along, Magic Bookafire, FirstBook.AI, and all that. Those tools had a version 1. And I believe this is a version 1 because I think this tool probably has a higher ceiling than those two because of the way they put this together. This is where very well thought out, but they're missing some very critical components here, and I'll discuss to you what they are as we move forward. So what you do is you start here with a new book, right? It says create a new book. You can go here, free generation or open license public download, right? Or, and then that's just, it's free, it's public download, anybody can see it or what have you. And there you go. So, and then it always tells you what it's going to cost you before you create the book. So all they really ask for is a table of contents here. So let me do an example, right? So I'm going to go into, I'm going to pull my chat window up here and it says, hey, give me a 5-chapter, 5-chapter book outline. I should have did this before you guys got on, but I just thought about it. I wanted to show you something. A 5-chapter book outline on digital marketing. And I'll put outline. Did I want outline or table of contents? Oh, okay. So I do have the full outline. And this is the power of what you can do now. So you want to become an artist, want to become an author, you can definitely do that. So let's do this. So I'm going to take what I got here and I'm going to place that in here. So I'm going to place that here. So this is free generation. So let me put that here. Let's put that here. Control V. And you can use this. Let me delete the bottom. If you want, I can do this and do that. So let me take that out. So I added that. I added a 5-chapter book outline. It even gives you the book title, Digital Marketing Essentials, a practical guide. And this is something I just did this on the fly, right? So if you want to be an author, so we'll do that, right? And so what it's saying, prompt quality, excellent. It's giving me 85 out of 100. So go there. So we'll go here and it says, review my choices here. So it's reviewing it. See if it's liking it. Now, so it'll cost me 0 credits to just do a basic book. It'll be open. Your book will be written in English based on your prompt. Now, that's one. So this will cost me 0 credits just to do. And I just want to give you an example, right? So what I also can do is I can say, you know what? I want a premium quality book outline, right? A private download, commercial rights. I can use it, so on and so forth. But what you also get here is you get the option to, it doesn't give you the writing styles here. This is optional. Add a new human model. And you can add your human model, and we'll talk about that. So I'm interested to know when I do this, when I go to the premium quality, I'm able to do, why is it not giving me this? Because it usually would give me this. So to generate the book, it would cost me 18,000 credits. That's typically what this would cost. That's typically what so the first book that I did, this would cost me about 18,000 credits. So I'm not going to run up any more credits in this, but let's go ahead and see what happens. It costs 0 credits. So it'll start generating the book. Now, I just wanted to kind of show you that what's happening. I did create a book a little bit earlier, but let's look at the prompt styles, right? So this is, if you want, these are the prompt styles. You can put here style prompts, custom instructions that guide the AI in writing with a specific tone, voice, and style. So you have to put in your own prompts. This is what I'm talking about. So now that the iterations that I have that I'm looking at now, they actually ask you they have the prompt styles already. You just fill in the blanks. So when you look at Magic Bookafire, you look at FirstBook.AI, they're giving you these prompts. You don't have to add these. This gives you the flexibility to do that. So another thing is the human model. So you go here and says, hey, I want my style featured. The challenge with this, to me, I thought, was they're asking you for over 200,000 words of your samples you have. So you can use you can use your old books, you can use some of your YouTube videos or what have you, and probably edit those down and get those into text format, and then add those here, and then you can name the model. So the model is going to cost you probably, it's $1. It's almost a credit per word is what they charge. So in this particular case, if you got a tier 2, which gives you 500,000, right? You're going to use 200,000 in your first time creating a model of your own voice. So that'll leave you with 300,000 to create books from, right? And so the average book on here, it's costing you probably 18,000. So we'll do some quick math here. Let's see. So you can get out several books, right? So to me, the sweet spot in owning this tool, if you wanted to own it, would be at probably the tier 2, right? For just average. If you wanted to do this and do this for others and have an agency, you can really actually still get the thing that you can do with this book is you still can probably get an agency out of this. And to me, it would be a ghostwriting agency. So, hey, let us write your first book. You can be a ghostwriter and you can write their actual first book for them, right? So you can actually do that. So if you wanted to be a ghostwriting book agency, which, I mean, nowadays, I don't know, because you have AI, it's not really, it's a little bit different, right? The things are different, right? So here you have translate here. I want to translate my books, and it'll cost you a certain amount of credits to translate, right? And I think the founder was saying something about they don't allow you to translate in AI for Amazon or something like that. So you have to write whatever the original language is. That has to be the original language. They don't allow you to translate into AI. So I think that's one thing that they don't allow you to do on Amazon. Whatever the original language is, that's the original language. They don't allow you to translate. Okay, so then these are the credits that I have here. And what I'm looking at here is it's about to top off. So when they say 80% credit discount at the tier 3 or 90% discount at the tier 4, calculated, these are euros. So it's $5 for 50,000 euros, a little bit less than $1. So let's use it $1 for dollar, but it'll be a little bit less for the US dollar, probably about 85 to 90 cents on the dollar. So you're looking at a little less than $1 for about $5 for additional 50,000 credits. So to me, I would go with a tier 2 just to get the human models. And I don't get a discount. I don't need a discount because I'm paying $5 for 50,000 credits. I can get 2 or 3 books out for $5, literally. So it'll cost me $5 if I needed to run over, or I can just wait until the next month, right? So that's what that will do. But if you wanted to get it for even less, then you get to tier 3. You get it for less than that. You can get it 80 cents less on the dollar. So yeah, you spend about 10 or 20 cents, about 20 cents on the dollar. So literally you can get it a lot less expensive if you did it that way. So just wanted to let you know that. So here's some of the things that I did, and I want to wrap this up. I do not want this video to be that long. I've ran this up against Magic Bookafire and FirstBook.AI, and this tool is not there yet. And what I like in this tool too is the first versions of both of those tools. The Magic Bookafire was so raw. It was so vanilla. It was so plain, right? This is kind of that tool until you start adding to it. Also, FirstBook.AI has turned into a very good tool. I really, really like what they did with that particular tool. So we go back here. Did I start my book? Did I start it running? So my book is running now. One chapter, one section. So what happens, this is freely available to anyone to download and distribute under open license. So what happens is once you run the book, if you don't select that, it'll just run this as an open license. It'll be open to anyone, right? And you can see the chapters here. This is basically all 100% AI. Haven't added anything into it, anything like that. Here's my challenge with this. I ran it earlier today. And I'm going to show you a couple of clips here and you'll probably see where I was going through the phase and why it took me so long. All right, so it's been running for a while now. This is eBooks. I started processing the book around 1:55 p.m. today. It is now 4:55 p.m. and I'm on chapter 3. I think it's 8 chapters of an outline that I gave it. I had a lot of the ingredients already there, but I just wanted to do a check-in. I wanted to make sure that I recorded at least so you would know how long it takes. They say it takes a long time to run this. I'm going to see how long it takes. Some of the other tools that I've been using probably takes less than 30, 40 minutes maybe. This one's been running for a while. Again, I started this at 1:55. It is now 4:56 p.m. So yeah, we'll tune back in. We'll see where this goes. All right. Thanks. Okay, so looks like what's happening now. Again, I started this at 1:55 p.m. today. It is now 5:48. And looks like it's going through these other checks, checking coherence, improving some swell artistic direction for you. So it gives you these updates of what's actually happening here. It just says it's improving readability. So it's going through these different things. This still has not stopped yet. Preparing your book files. So it looks like it's going to be stopping here soon. I'll tune back in. And again, I've been running this since 1:55. It is now 5:49. I'm going to see what happens here, and I'll let you know when it officially stops. Yeah, but this is some good information. Let's see if we get the content. See if that's even better, see if it was worth it. Oh, it's finished. Oh, perfect, because it happened all at the same time. All right, so let's take a look. The downloads. Okay, so let's take a look here. So it says it's done. Finished. All right, so let's take a look here. Oh, okay. So EPUB is the format that you can use to have it published on Amazon. This is a doc. Obviously, it's Word doc. This is an MD file. This is RTF. This is a raw file. So let's see what happens. I'm going to do a review on all of this, but it just finished. So 5:50, and I started at 1:55 today. So I'm going to go through and then I'm going to do a review on us. So I'm going to take a look at it and see what the content looks like. Wow, I just did that all at the same time and it finished. All right, so let's see what happens here. Let me go dig into it. But I started earlier today at 1:55, and it took about 4 to 5 hours just to generate my first book. Whereas when I did my books in Magic Bookafire, I haven't did one in Magic Bookafire in a while. They did a lot of things to it, but the first one that I did for the FirstBook.AI, it took maybe 20 minutes, and it was of much better quality because the prompts that they give you now are so much more better in FirstBook.AI. So it took me 20 minutes to get a book that was almost 10 times better than eBooks in less time, and it costs less. So I can do 10 full books a month on that particular tier. So I don't want this to be about that, but I wanted to give you the different variations. If you don't have any of it, if you didn't get FirstBook.AI, you didn't get Magic Bookafire, you just kind of started following my channel, then this is not a bad buy out of the book, out of the start. I think you can start a ghostwriting business with this, right? I really believe you can do that. I think you'd have to go in and you'd have to customize your style prompts and different things like that, get you in a good human model. If you're going to write the book for someone that says, hey, send me over some of your samples already, and you can train it and you can put their name there. I think this lines up to be a better agency than anything. So out of all the tools that I have, this one is a better agency to me. I think I could get a better agency out of this tool versus the other ones, because I think this one lines up. It allows you to train human models. So if I have 10 clients, I can train each one, Janet, Smith, David. I can just use their writing and then put their prompt styles in there to write the books. So I'm just letting you know, for an agency, if you wanted to be an agency, and then if you wanted to be an agency, then you get the tier 4, right? You get the 90% credits on the credit discount and so on and so forth. So for me, my verdict is, if I wanted to be an agency and I wanted to just have a raw book and kind of be like a little ghostwriter, get you started, get your chapters going, and you can come back in. But one of the things also is, let's look at the sources that it gives you, content sources. No. Oh, so you can load sources here, your own reference materials that AI can draw off of. You can do that. But let's look at how it exports, and let's look at some of the export details. So what you can do here is, when it exports, it downloads in Microsoft Documents, EPUB, which is automatically ready to be deployed and ready for electronic publishing. I don't know what MD is. I know RTF is raw text file. I don't know what MD is. Let me look that up really quick while I still have you here. Let me see what is MD in book publishing. What is MD format? So we'll go to format. I have no idea what that is. So I'm just doing that now while we're here. I want to make sure. MD format typically refers to files in Markdown in book publishing. It means using Markdown as a source format for the manuscript. It's lightweight. Why publishers and authors use Markdown? Simple, distraction-free. Can be converted into multiple languages. HTML, EPUB, PDF. So you can pull that down and then convert it into a PDF. So that's more or less what actual authors mostly write their format in. So that's that format. So that's what that is. So these are the downloaded formats. What you'll get with a FirstBook.AI or something like that, you will get a book ready to put a cover on and publish like within the hour. That's what you'll get from FirstBook.AI. This you will not get. You will get raw. The chapters are kind of a little bit all over the place. You got to do a lot of editing to get this cleaned up. The content to me was more, because I had it use the internet. So you can use the internet when you go and you're writing it. You say, hey, do I want you to use the internet? Yeah, use the internet for some of my information. You're going to get more of a structured manual here. It is a non-fictional book. So you're going to get basically facts. So you can draw upon the facts that you'll get from the internet. But I think this is more, if I wanted to do some writing for a college book, a college formatted book or something like that, I can probably get a lot done with this book. I don't have a lot of flexibility in my editing, not like I want, because I can't see the format. I'd have to get it down and then into a document here, and then I'd have to clean it up. I have to clean up the pages and all of that. Some of these other ones, they're so much more advanced that you don't have to do that. It's already ready. It's already structured. You're ready to go to print like within the next hour. This one is a little bit more raw. So if you don't have anything, then yeah, I would do that, right? I would look at this as a book option. But it takes too long though for me. They say they're going a lot of other stuff. I actually think in the long run, this may be a good tool. It's just right now, I have so many other tools that are a little bit better. So it's up to you guys if you want to pick it up. Obviously, you can use my link in the description. If you don't have anything, I think this is good. But if you had some of those other ones, the Magic Bookafires, I have to run it up maybe even against Eureka and see how well it does. But I think they did a pretty good job on the research, but it's a very technical tool to me. So to me, I think it's a very technical tool. I think it's too technical in my sense. It doesn't humanize it or anything like that. So anyway, this has been Jenny Jones. You guys take care. Thanks for checking out. Goodbye for now.